Howdly doodly every pony. We are back for another slaughtering stream. We're going to be doing randoms this time. Random number generator is going to be giving us our tracks from this little here list. And we're going to be checking out all kinds of different songs. If you are a Pony Town chatter, we will be in the Walter White Meth Mines if you want to come and participate in the Pony Town chat. So, let us check that shit out. Huh? Hello, Lamoni. Not a regular chatter, but you know, we like to see people that I recognize from the Twitter twatter jumping over here. Oh, Divas. I saw this one come up on my on my watch later. Oh no. Is that what Divas does? Oh wait, you're right. Divas is the one that did the AI generated vocals for the Iron Man, sort of.
One might be instrumental because, like, as far as I remember, that the new Balloon Party album was like very chill. That was like one of the rules for submissions, etc. This is like After Hours. It's like submissions that didn't make it into the main album, so they just released it as like After Party or After Hours compilation or something.
Okay.
So maybe it will be instrumental. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, let's find out. I'm gonna turn you guys on your end.
Yeah, it's Bandcamp.
Yes, because it's Bandcamp. It's going to be loud. So, here we go. Devaz, the Manticore from Ever Free Park After Hours by Balloon Party. Let's check her out. I am pleasantly surprised. I thought Balloon Party was like a noisecore project, so I'm expecting this to take a turn in the wrong direction. But so far, this is pretty nice. It's really super chill. It's got these synth guitars that are like really close. They sound really good, like real guitars. So somebody put some love and affection into that synth there. That was really good, and I think that all of the like sort of chimes that are interweaving their way into it are a little chaotic. They come off as a little bit grating at times, but for the most part they fit in really well. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this so far. This is fun. This is a good time. That was a 60 seconds well spent. All right. I think that might be a real guitar. I think I was like,
I guess
yeah.
it is.
It sounds
Like, as far as I remember, like they use all like real instruments aside from the vocals. Like the vocals was probably the only synthesized thing. Well, maybe aside from the drums, they used. So like the guitars and the bass are real, as far as I remember.
okay. Yeah, so I got that wrong. I thought it was a VST. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. I think it's got a fairly good tone to it. I think the transition from like the soft stuff to the hard stuff was pretty good. It like, flowed from one thing to the next. It didn't just jump in or whatever. It was
like that, like the moment like before the transition, because like they added that wobbly, bassy ambient sound or whatever it was. It sounded like very, very overloaded and muddy. So like it was like very annoying, to be quite honest. But then like it just instantly switched to like sort of like hard rock, heavy metal type of stuff. So it just instantly became better and fixed itself.
I think the chaos in the in the like lead guitar here, or I guess you could call it a solo or whatever. I don't know. It just doesn't quite fit in because like the rest of the instrumental seems to be pretty tight. Like it's very cohesive. It's got a very clear and concise beat and groove that it's going for. And then the solo comes off to me as a little bit noise-core-y, like it's just kind of wild. But it's, I don't know. It's still a good time. I'm not like not enjoying myself. So.
I feel like the solo sounds like, your typical thrash metal show-off type of solo, like Slayer, Raining Blood, for example, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well,
or just like
that's kind of my point. Yeah. That's kind of my point, though, because when Slayer did that in Raining Blood, the whole instrumental went wild. Like, it was more
or less so, yeah.
Yeah, and it was cool. I thought it was good. It actually sounds like Unguarded Instinct by Slayer. Let me write that down. Unguarded Instinct. Oh wait, I don't want to do it here. And I'll check it out and I'll see. Instinct. Slayer. Oh my god, Slayer. Slayer, whatever. Okay, you know what I mean. You don't know what I mean. Okay.
Slayer.
Slayer. Okay. Let's keep her going. This is pretty good so far. It started out good and it got better, and there's a couple of notes that I've got, but other than that, it's a good time. Let's keep going. Wow. Not good levels management there. These chimes came in super loud. Yeah. Super loud, way overpowering the rest of the mix. For sure.
I didn't sound okay to me? I don't know.
Maybe it's because it's such a small sound, or maybe it's occupying such a high frequency range that it's coming out so much louder.
It tends to be with like the higher the sound goes, the less space it occupies, and more ear piercing it like appears in the mix. Like regardless of how quiet or loud it is in the mix, it just very, very audible and clear because it's very high.
It is the ear piercing is definitely the way I would describe it, and not good, not for me. But all right, let's keep her going. That's a super cool sound. Gargo, what were you saying about no blast beats? Was there blast beats just then? Let me go back and see. I don't think that was a hammer beat. I don't think that was a hammer blast.
Like, it's close enough, but it doesn't count.
No, I don't think it counts.
No.
It was a little too slow. I would more I would more consider that to be closer to like a two-step rather than a hammer blast. But before the crazy guitar, if it only lasted for that long, I don't really think it was a blast. But okay. Anyway. I do think that was the as you were saying, the raining blood. I think that was the raining blood inspired part there. That bullshit. All right.
It just all came together at the end. Like,
yeah,
it started out slowly, kind of like very spacey and ambient. Then it turned then there was like that very odd part with like low humming bass, muddy synthesizer or something. Then it like instantly transitioned into Slayer, with some like slower parts. And then just kept progressing and resolved pretty peacefully and logically. So yeah, I think it was good enough. Like, if you don't count like a couple of things here and there, like the leveling, the noisiness of the synthesizer, the noisiness of the lead synth, like that high pitched thingo. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. I like how, as you said, it started out soft. It had like this mood to it, and it built up, and it crescendoed into this crazy sort of metal sound, and then it resolved down into the sort of the soft mood that we started with. It was good. That was a really good time. I think that's an easy 6 out of 10. If we were to, yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Next up, we got 87. We're going to be going down all the way to one of the older ones. Madoka, Das Rotten. Is that German? Das Rotten. You know what? Do you know what they call? Do you know what they call a brazier in Germany?
A what?
A brazier.
A
bra.
what?
A bra.
What?
Okay, hang on a second. Let me see. Oh my god.
Bruh.
I don't know how to spell fucking brazier. How the fuck do you spell brazier? Oh,
Brazil?
no. Brazier.
What?
Oh my god.
What is that? What is that thing? Can you describe it with like words, sentences?
Hang on.
What is that thing for?
A lift chick.
Лифчик.
Leaf chick.
Ah, so like a thing to hold the breaths.
Yes. The leaf
And
chick.
Brusthalter? I think that's what it's called in Germany.
I'm
It's like
not
we
sure.
have a similar word because like Brusthalter, it is probably originated from German because it makes sense. It just holds the breaths. You know, like
No, I was
that's
trying to
how
make a
it
joke.
That's how it literally. Yeah, the boob holder. Yeah.
No, I was saying that in German, a brazier is called Das should keep him from flopping.
What? Can
Das should keep him from flopping.
Can you can you just like spell it? It's like I don't understand your German.
I'll write it in chat. Das should keep from flopping. Das should keep him from flopping.
I mean that's not German.
No. Okay. I don't know why we sidebarred on that. But anyway, so Boss Rotten, which I'm sure is not German. That's why we this. You literally changed one word. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so Boss Rotten Violence official music video. This is going to be a short song. So short review, but let's check her out. Let's see what this is about, eh? Hell yeah. That was fucking awesome. I didn't want to stop it. It was
like-
just
It's like punk hardcore with some like thrash metal influences.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was.
sort of. I
wonder if they commissioned
where
this.
Where did,
Yeah.
No. This should be like yeah, a footage from some show or something.
It was from an Peter Chung's Aeon Flux.
Okay, interesting. It was just very solid musically. The mixing was solid, the delivery, like everything. I got no points. It's just good.
Yeah, this I have no notes. This was just a 10 out of 10 experience here. Holy shit. I mean, it was just like so good. Like it was hard, it was fast, it had all that energy, and then the mix was well balanced, the tone was good. Even the vocals were kind of straightforward, pretty much all the way across, but still it had that intensity, and it was just good. I'm really, really impressed. I want to see if this.
And also, it didn't last too long. Like, it was like the perfect length for this type of music.
Yes.
Like, they didn't play it for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. They didn't drag it across like 5 minute long song or something. They just said what they wanted to say, and that was it. And that was enough. It was like the perfect thing for that.
That's what's so good about hardcore punk. Honestly, one of my favorite parts of hardcore punk is that they just get to the point, and when they're
wait, hold on, hardcore punk.
Hardcore.
What?
Hardcore punk.
I just heard you saying like hardcore punk.
Well, I mean, shit, that kind of works because this was a little bit heavier, I think, than most like hardcore punk. Most of the time, whenever you hear hardcore punk, you think of like Blink 182 or something. Blink 182 is like, especially the really, really early stuff, was very hardcore punk. Or like, what's it called? Negro Terror. Like, that's like my go-to example.
Like on stream like one time. I remember that.
Yeah. Negro Terror was one of those bands that's like the go-to example of just like perfect. Blink is pop punk. They are now, but not when they started. Like, their early stuff was like hardcore punk. Like Rancid or what else am I thinking of? Fucking Sex Pistols or whatever. Like those early days hardcore punk. But what's it called?
For me, hardcore punk classic, it's probably 7 Seconds.
Oh yeah, Black Flag or Anti-Flag is another good one.
Anti-Flag, well, early Anti-Flag, yeah. Black Flag too, but yeah, possibly, yeah.
Or like Deftones, or is that just straight up metal?
No idea. I never heard of them. But 7 Seconds, that's for sure, like hardcore punk.
Deftones was like a metal
Have you
band.
Heard of 7 Seconds?
I've never heard of 7 Seconds.
One word.
Oh, like 7 seconds?
No. It's no. It's with a 7. It's a digit, but like there's no space between them. Usually.
From an American punk band from Reno, Nevada.
Yeah, they started in the 80s, so.
Oh, okay.
That's what I consider classic hardcore punk. Personally.
It's just funny to see, like, them when they're young, and now. It's just weird. Anyway, so but Deftones was like a lot of inspiration for a lot of like deathcore projects that you see now. A lot of people were influenced by Deftones. Good stuff. But Deftones is really good stuff, and this was really good stuff. I really enjoyed this. Hell of a good time. Very, very good. Boss Rotten Violence in quotation marks, which is weird, but okay. Next up is 20. Number 20. Numero 20. Chow Change. Early Avenged Sevenfold was literally hardcore punk metalcore. Do you really think so? Early Avenged Sevenfold was hardcore punk? Because I thought that they started out as like sort of a melodic death metal project. That's what it felt like to me. But then they slowly transitioned, as they got more popular, they slowly transitioned into like a power metal project, which was super dumb and not good. I just did not have a good time with that. I love all these short songs. You guys are doing super good. 2022 Power Violence. Okay. This is the second time I've heard Power Violence. Let's see here. Gargot in chat mentioned Power Violence earlier. I've never heard of this before. Power Violence is an extremely dissonant and fast subgenre of hardcore punk, which is closely related to thrashcore and grindcore. In contrast with grindcore, which is a crossover idiom containing musical aspects of heavy metal, Power Violence is just an augmentation of the most challenging qualities of hardcore punk. Like its predecessors, is usually socio-politically charged and iconoclastic. Okay. I have never heard of this word before, Power Violence, but that's a subgenre of hardcore punk. Good to know. Cool. Okay, power violence. Okay, let's check this out. It's from Stockholm, Sweden. All right, Swedish power violence. Let's check it out. Fucking Gargot in Ponytown chat. He's like, this is good. This makes me want to commit a hate crime. This is good though. Holy shit, this is great. I love this. Like the sort of it's sort of an atypical presentation on the vocals. It's still like death vocals, right? But he's just like shrieking almost. And it's so good. It's like, yeah, it's literal violence. It really does come off as just sheer sonic violence with like very little like technique involved. Like they're not really that's super cool. Power violence. I'm gonna have to check a lot more of power violence because that I like this a lot. This is good stuff. Holy shit. Let's continue. That was fucking awesome. Holy shit. That reminds me of Knocked Loose. That's what that it gives me the it's like a fast-paced Knocked Loose. Knocked Loose is super good too. But they're copyrighted. But Knocked Loose is a it's sort of like this, but it's like a down tempo it's very core-like, though, so you would hate it. I guarantee that you wouldn't like it because it leans really, really heavy into the American core genre, like, tropes of, you know, every single lead up to the breakdown is like, dun, 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 dun. I don't give a fuck about anything. Dun, 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 dun. Fuck you, I hate you. Dun, 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 dun. And then they drop that one line. You deserve everything bad that's ever happened to you. Dun, 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 dun. Or some shit like that. A lot of their music. I would say over 50% of every single song they have ever played is exactly like that. But the way that they incorporate that 50% into the rest of the song, it's so good. I love it. Jesus ass fucking Christ. That's oh my god, hang on. That is literally since 9 a.m. That is literally my 4th scam call today. Like, I hate it. I really hope that we just can hunt down scam callers and kill them. They annoy me so bad. I'm sorry. You were gonna say something.
I remember when, like, you know what ICQ is? Like a messenger?
No.
ICQ. Like, okay, never mind. So, like, back in the ICQ days, I was also getting, like, a lot of, like, scam messages from, like, random accounts, like, spam or whatever. And I was, like, I had, like, a notepad file, like, TXT, and I was saving all of their numbers. So, like, in order, just so that later I could, like, one day spam them their own messages and just, like, send this to, like, hundreds of them. All of them. just like share the same message, but to them. Like,
It's unfortunate because
and
if
I
I
did
pick
it
up,
because ICQ died. Like ICQ vanished or died. Like all those numbers just stopped working when the ICQ was just buried or like abandoned. So I
Okay.
couldn't like execute it in time. I still do remember like 6 to 5, 803, 8 to 7. I think that was my number. I'm not sure. Or something like that.
okay. The unfortunate part is says record the scam call and use it as a sample. The problem is that if I pick it up, nobody says anything. It just like hangs out for like a couple seconds and then it auto hangs up. It's really fucking annoying. And there's nothing you can do. I don't know what else to do. I can't just like use one of those screening things because I use my phone for work and because I've got to be able to like call people and figure out where I'm going to do certain things, and it's just god, it's so bad. It's just the worst. So anyway, this was good stuff though. I liked this a lot. It was like all of the deathcore stuff. It was like all the deathcore vibes without all of the deathcore tropes. That's what it felt like to me. All the fast parts, none of the, down-tuned, down-tempo, sections that are just like bum bum dum dum bum 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 bum, all that boring shit that Strings hates. All right. So Chow, I subscribe. Oh, I've already subscribed to them. I want to find. Do they have like a YouTube? Oh wait, they've got a Bandcamp. They have a Bandcamp. There we go. I'm gonna follow them. Okay, so that's that. That's that. So it can be notified of new shit. Okay, 98, all the way to the bottom. Yes. Should we just do this 2020 submission because it was close enough?
No.
No? All right. We're re-rolling. 61. 61. Forever free brony. Freedom. This is going to be a huge departure from what we've covered so far. Which is good. Which is good. Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go. He's got his logo and shit like that. But yes, here we go. I'm so glad that we're gonna take time out of stream or during our streams, our 1,000 subscriber YouTube channel to promote Forever Free Brony, who has a meager 43,000 subscribers, and he only gets a couple thousand views per video. So our 20 or 30 views that we get at the end of in 24 hours will boost him a lot. I'm so glad. All right, so let's check this out. This is going to be Thunder Thursdays, whatever that means. I'm not really up to date on like the Forever Free Brony platform or like the lore or whatever he's up to. So Forever Free Brony, Freedom. Let's check her out. I like the Sonic, or no, the Knuckles. No, that's Knuckles, Sonic, and then Knuckles again. I don't know. So the Sonic themed fucking what's that shit called?
Guitar strap.
The guitar strap. I don't know. I'm just blanking on it so hard. Forever Free Power Violence win. Can you imagine? Actually, I could imagine.
I cannot. I literally cannot. It's just,
Do it.
My imagination is so limited that I cannot imagine him doing that shit.
I would actually pay him. I would be like, Forever Free Brony, I'm going to need you to do a Power Violence song. And I don't know, I could scrape together like $100. And I'll bet you he would do it if I paid him $100 to do a Power Violence song.
He won't do that. He won't do that. He's against the violence.
I don't know. He's done a couple of songs that were like metal, that were like really groovy or whatever.
Yeah, but like Power Violence is not like only about music. It's about the delivery and like other stuff. Maybe the lyrical themes also like contribute to the genre or something. So something tells me he won't do it even for the money.
I'll throw some Bible verses at him. I'll tell him what is it? Thou shalt make a joyous noise unto the Lord, or some shit like that, and be like, you don't know. What is it? What is it? Make a joyous. Oh my God, joy. Oh my God, noise unto the Lord, or some shit like that. Psalm 98:4. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. There you go. I'm like, look, Psalm 98:4, right? And $100. Just saying.
That's black. That's blackmailing, dude. That's blackmailing.
Okay. So anyway, let's check this out. I'm liking this lead guitar so far. It's yeah, let's keep going. He's pretty good. He's always got such a deft control of his guitar, and that's cool. That's neat. He's just like ruining that guitar. He's just punishing it, just absolutely crushing it. I'm actually, I don't know. I'm super impressed with his guitar skills. They're so good.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him come.
All right.
Just like finish the fucking song. I want to know what happens next, and then I'll throw a couple of words about it.
Okay. Let me back it up a little bit.
solid. Like Pepper said in the chat, like neoclassical metal. Yeah, I would agree. Like it has a lot of like neoclassical, like solo guitarist influence. Reminds me like probably partially of like Steve Vai, maybe Cacophony. What's the there was another name, but like I forget. Marty Friedman, probably, I don't know. Something like that. Like it feels like a little bit less technical and less elaborate as some like big names who release like solo albums and such, but like, it's still like very very solid. And yeah, it's like nice quality, nice execution, very good instrumental, thoughtful arrangement, kind of simplistic, but like in this simplicity, like it is pretty appealing. Like it has its appeal in the simplicity and like how the structure of the song feels in general.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing crazy, but it's tasteful and like delightful. So yeah.
Yeah. I basically would have all of the same notes. Forever Free Brony has also got his mixing and mastering down to a science. Just it's so easily replicatable. He makes it look easy because he produces a lot of fucking music.
The mixing sounds old school-ish to me. Every time he produces something, he has that like dusty impression or like tone or something. Like I can hear it in the guitars, in the drums, in the way he mixes the drums, and probably even in the guitar tone. Like it's like borderline overdriven or distorted, so like it feels like very warm, hard rock like, and it's just great for the music he does. So it just works.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like his signature tone or sound. So it's kind of cool. Like maybe like not for my taste, but like it's cool that he has that like trademark sound that is like easily recognizable, and it works for him really well all the time, regardless of like whether he does like chill stuff or like heavier music like this one or something. You cannot mistake him for anyone else. You cannot mistake Forever Brony for a Prince Forever. Fuck. Okay, you know what I mean.
Yeah. It does seem to be. I think it is sort of a Forever Free Brony signature sound, and I think it's really good. I think that it's actually it works out super well. Prince Forever.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but like, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so that was Prince Forever with Freedom. That was pretty good. Okay, so next, we got to 10. 10. Madoka, Sophia Harvey, Cyberflower Waltz. Oh no, I hope it's not actually a waltz. I'm not really super cool with the waltz. I think the waltz is sort of a dumbed down, not so fun version of jazz.
Unless it's Cybergrind.
Madoka String.
Cybergrind. Maybe it's Cybergrind.
From Sludge Wave. There's lyrics and everything.
Ooh, that's intricate.
I've never heard of that. Okay, so let's check her out. This is Sophia Harvey from Sludge Wave.
Sludge metal means synthwave? Okay, this is interesting. This should be interesting, at least.
All right. Oh, I'm on 1080. Okay, so let's check her out. We got this.
my nerves. God can't help me, dancing and twirling in my own motion, screaming my head, closing my eyes.
I forgot this was the ballad of the album. Okay, that's a all right.
My vision of perfection.
Oh my god, the screams. I was gonna say that the screams are better, I think, than the spoken word.
The opposite, the complete opposite. The screams like don't even match in quality to the like spoken words.
Wow.
Like I feel like the delivery in spoken words is just to create an impression of like someone being like borderline like depressed, paranoid, and like in like maniac mood or something, like, oh, they're gonna get me, I'm going to kill someone. Like something very like nervous or anxious or something. And I think that's the point here in that delivery. And the screams just feel like very out of place, too rusty, too like, oh, they just don't feel like they belong here in this mix, especially.
I feel like it's better tonally. I like the screams better than I like, because the spoken word comes off as so lethargic to me.
That's also the part of it. Like, they are not supposed to be like very, very energetic and like always like like.
By the way, who played the saxophone?
Nothing
It sounded
like
like a
that.
synth.
Oh.
Who played the saxophone
Okay.
was Doxophobia
Oh,
herself?
It was her. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Is
So
it,
that was
is it
not
like
a
one of
synth?
her
Wow.
side projects, or was she just a guest on this project? Because that's the question.
Okay. Well, let's keep going.
This machine.
Oh, they collapsed. Okay.
Reality shifting, morphing the dreams. Little blue pills, changing my skin. Little blue pills, changing my skin.
I do like the down-tuned guitars. It sounds pretty good. I really don't understand why you guys hate on these screams so much. I really think they're technically proficient. I think that it sounds good as it is, and it's got a pretty good tone to it. Just the problem is that it's a little boring. It's just a little bit boring on the spoken word part. And then the guitars sound pretty good. There's just not, I don't think, enough percussion to really kind of drive it to keep me really up and like interested in the track so far. But the layering of the different elements sounds good. I don't know. I'm having a good time. I think that it's okay. I've got some notes, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Hang on one second. Yes.
Going to the store.
Okay.
Just so you know, Megan.
All right. Love you.
Picking up Mason?
Yeah, I can pick up Mason.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going.
A shift in my retina, replaced so I can see. Born and complete, warning malfunction. A shift in my retina. Replaced. So I can see.
Okay, the whole entire mix has gone completely to shit. It's just
No, I think it got better with the addition of that synthesizer. At least it kind of tries to fill the empty space, because like the percussion was just clearly not enough to drive the whole track. So like at least this hazy synth or like pad or whatever it is, at least it kind of tries to fit the space and like blurring the vocals so the vocals aren't that ear piercing or something. Like it tries to fill the space in like, because it felt so empty. Like the guitar felt lonely and the percussion was so dry and ear piercing. It was just really hard to listen to. And that was also the reason why the vocals felt so off, because like the clipping and the raspiness on the vocals felt very audible and annoying, because it was just right into your face. It was not protected by the bass and the heavy drums or anything. It was just, naked vocals. They didn't sound very precious. So, and now it's just like that synth or pad or like background ambience or whatever it is. It just tries to like cover it in haze and like soften it, make it milder or like more mellow or something, like just to make it sound less ear piercing in general. Like soften the mix and trying to fix the lack of proper drums or something. I don't know. It's not there, but it's slowly getting there, or at least tries to become better, in my opinion.
That's so weird, because I would just totally disagree. I think that it's we had a lot of layers going into it that were really interesting, and I thought we were building towards something, and then I feel like we have just now layered 5,000 sounds, and it's all just overcrowded, and they're not shelved properly, so we're just getting a huge wall of sound. And yeah, but that's interesting. That you would think like that. It's just,
I prefer a wall of sound instead of like 3 sounds that are just ear piercing. Like the guitar that doesn't change the riff at all. The ear piercing samples that consist of like tiny kick, tiny like click, and some hi-hat in like my left ear or something, and the vocals. Like 3 elements, 3 naked elements that are not connected like anyhow. They are just dry, naked, and ear piercing because they are just there. It's like slapping like tracks with no processing whatsoever in your DAW and expecting them to sound mixed and balanced, like from the beginning. And now we have some glue. Cloudy glue. I don't know how to call this synth, because like cloudy glue that tries to connect it all. So just all those 3 elements just are now drowning in it, but it's for the best. It's for the best, I guess.
yeah.
I just feel like I don't know. I prefer a wall of sound instead of something ear piercing. Personally, I better listen to something incomprehensible in general as like very chaotic, and that something where I won't be able to pick out any separate element out of the mix, instead of just listening to same elements like that are just like sticking out into my eyes or ears or something. This is just annoying, and now it's just soft and like a wall of noise, and I don't mind it.
Okay. I'm not really sure. I think I understand where you're coming from. I just totally disagree. All right.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
All right. Let's keep her going.
Eyes turn white. Body convulsing. Muscles look tight. Poison sleeping. Honey like dew. A wave of sadness. Jaws clenching shut.
It's not good. Not good. It's also so long. It's so long, and there's just not
it's
enough.
It's falling apart now. Like I can like hear the comparison between like that wall of noise, and now it's just the glue is gone. The glue is gone, and like everything just like sticks out again. Like it's just sticks.
Right? It's like having potatoes and bacon and cheese. It's like having potatoes, bacon, and cheese, right? But you don't have like a what the word is it? A broth to put it in. So like we went from having potatoes, bacon, and cheese, which I like. That's all good. I don't really like soup.
But the potatoes are not cooked. The bacon is not roasted, and cheese is just
it's just a block.
Rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a block.
And then you have it. Yeah,
it's not unwrapped. When you buy cheese, it's like wrapped in plastic or something. The cheese is unwrapped.
And so when there was the wall of noise, it was like a big soup with all these ingredients in it. So it came together a little bit better, and then we drained it, and now it's just all of the same ingredients from before, but soggy. So it's just I now sort of closer understand what you were talking about for sure, and or more closely align with your perspective. I think the screams are reasonably good, but they sound like they're coming out of a laptop speakers, and the spoken word stuff is just kind of meh. I think the whole thing sounds like it was recorded with like an $8 desk mic that you got from Walmart. It's not good. The quality of the recording itself, I try not to comment so much on like vocal recordings like that, because even if you have good equipment, it's very difficult to try to get like the room treated or to be the correct distance away or something like that. That's really, really difficult stuff. So I try not to comment so much on the quality of the recording itself, more like the technique and the delivery and the way it's mixed in and stuff like that. But this is you are correct though. The mic quality is severely off. But anyway, we have 25 seconds left, so let's power through it.
I've had enough. I'm no longer dancing. Was no longer shut down forever.
That is a fuckload of silence on the back end.
If it's like an experiment of trying to mix sludge metal with synthwave, I think it did not succeed even the slightest.
I think it might have taken all of the worst parts of the subgenres, like all of the worst examples, and crammed them together. I said this was the ballad. I don't know the significance of that. Oh, he said ballast, but I know what he meant.
That's a gang from San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto.
But yeah, not good, not a good. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life, though. So I would probably give it on the lower end of average. I would say around 4, maybe a 3,
Yeah.
A 4 or 3 out of 10.
Honestly, I would say probably 4.5.
Okay.
I would go for that.
It had some cool parts. It had some redeeming qualities to it. I just think that the execution was done poorly on almost every level. But I think that the idea itself was really cool. That if somebody with an extensive knowledge on how to mix and master tracks, and perhaps we had a little more energy in the vocal delivery, maybe a little more compression, in order to bring up the spoken word and bring down the screams more in line with each other, I think that it would be a million times better. That there's a lot of potential here for some really cool stuff, and it just did not quite work out in this iteration of this song. So there's that. Next, 56, another Madoka submission, Prosthesis. I just realized like half of the whole submissions list is Madoka. That's awesome. Okay. Madoka being this active in the submissions channel is the only reason why I haven't issued a blanket ban on all weebs. You are the good example for all the weebs. I am in the sheets, walls. Madoka pilled. Okay. Photosynthesis. I don't know what I said earlier. Photosynthesis.
Prosthesis?
I don't know, but I'm not gonna rewatch the VOD to find out. We're just gonna pretend like I totally did not.
I will, and I will caption that, and I will spam it like everywhere, just so everyone knows that you misspell it as whatever you just
I don't know what the fuck I said. Prosthesis or some shit. I don't know, but
yeah, something weird.
But photosynthesis is the name of this song. This is also a balloon party, and this is a song by friend of the stream, Madoka Mapper, Photosynthesis from Balloon Party. Let's check her out. Holy dog fucking shit! That's loud as hell. All right, let's try this again.
I forgot.
It's just assaulted. Oh my god. Jump scare Madoka Mapper song. Okay, let's go. This sort of reminds me of oh my god. This sort of reminds me of the Halo music in I think it's called the Silent Cartographer, the fourth level of Combat Evolved. When you go down into the lower levels, and it does that song that's like and it does that bullshit. I don't know, but it does that. But the drums are very similar to this, where it's long, very long, droning notes, and but then it's got some light percussion that's fairly complicated going on in the background, and it just sort of evolves over time. Boom, 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 or some bullshit. It's interesting. It is interesting. I think that Madoka has, the ability to create music that would be really, really, really enjoyable for an alien species that we haven't discovered yet. That if aliens came to Earth, then they would be like, that right there, that's what we're here for. We're here to buy all that shit with all of our alien money or whatever. Because it's just, that is the impression I get. If I am recalling Madoka's music correctly, a lot of it tends to be quite lengthy, droning, evolution over time type of songs, and then it just kind of ends, not necessarily having specific passages like an intro, a verse, a chorus, a verse, that kind of thing. I used to put the mix up high in terms of volume on FL Studio. The loudness war has been one of the greatest tragedies of music in the last fucking 20 years or so. Everybody just trying to be louder than the last person has been terrible. It's awful. It can take a lot away from people's perception of how good your music is, and it's terrible. Not good, but this isn't so bad. It is very, very loud though. Unlike it is clearly, obviously jacked up way to the max. But anyway, let's keep her going. This is about halfway done, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm not really too big into droning music though. Like long, lengthy drones. It's not really my thing. But there is like a specific style of music, and I can't remember. Well, actually, a lot of traditional music, like whenever you're thinking of like traditional Native American music, involves drones, where it's like part of the song is literally just like a that like literally just kind of goes throughout, which is interesting. It can be super, super cool too. True, I quite dislike verse chorus. I just like progressive storylines. Yeah, that's the impression I get. Drone music, yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Another bass is bearing all the mix. I thought you did that on purpose. I figured that it was just that was on purpose. That Like the low end was supposed to just kind of overpower things. That's the impression I got. That it comes in sort of bombastically, and it has that fizzle on the edges. It's a pretty cool sound. I like it a lot better than what we were doing before. I like this. This is good. Now the drums have taken a little bit of a chaotic turn that takes away from it. It's just like, you know, I wish that we had just kept doing the thing we were doing before with the drums and then evolved it more into the instruments, because the drums are going a little bit weird for me. Jesus Christ. The end of that was super loud.
So, and that's how the flowers grow.
And that's how the flowers grow. I was trying to do blast speeding on a low BPM track. Didn't quite work. Should have used triplet blast speed. I don't know. I guess if you were going for a blast beat, it really super didn't work, but I thought it sounded okay. It was not a bad sound. I think it worked out pretty good. It wasn't a blast beat though. But yeah, I think I've pretty much said all I wanted to say about this. That I'm not super into the droning stuff. I thought it was a pretty cool evolution of layers over time. That was pretty neat. And that the drums sounded good, and that I really liked that. It sort of kind of had a familiar feeling because of, like, you know, the droning type of music that was present in, like, the OST of Halo Combat Evolved. Kind of called back to that. You probably weren't intending that, but that's the impression that I got, or at least that was my engagement with it. And then, but then the drums kind of went a little bit crazy, and then it just kind of went, and then it ended. I think in now you do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's totally your project or whatever. But if you were to take my advice, I would try to put more of a focus on trying to end the songs more elegantly, I guess. So having a more cohesive conclusion, because right now I think this is a common theme for your songs, is that you'll have this build up and build up and build up and build up and build up, and then it'll just kind of like just drop off and be an end.
Hitting the wall. Hitting the wall.
And I'm thinking that what you should do, at least, because you're not doing verse, chorus, at the very least, you should have hills and valleys.
Fade out.
No.
Everyone loves fade outs.
Oh my god.
Just slowly, casually fade out straight into the wall.
It's droning time, yeah. So, at the very least, if you're not going to do hills and valleys and different that kind of stuff, at the very least, whenever you build it up, you have to have, you have a solid introduction. You've got your exposition, then you have your build up, and then you have your climax, but then you have a resolution. So if you have a 4.5 minute long song, you should be spending around, like 4 minutes of that building up. And at 4 minutes should be your climax. Not necessarily at 4 minutes, but the tail end of your climax is at the end of that, right? And then you spend 15, 20 seconds actually, resolving, winding down to the end of the song. Because abrupt ends are kind of cool. Climax of 4 minutes. If you're...
This guy gets it.
He gets it. If... what's it called? If if you're having sex with a girl and you're hitting it and you climax in 4 minutes, right? That's like 28 minutes in dog years, right? So if you're hitting it doggy style, it counts as 7 times. So yeah, go hit it doggy style. And then you can climax in 4 minutes. And then that's like 28 minutes worth. Yeah, exactly. That's like 28 minutes in dog years. What is a girl? I've never heard of that. Grindcore subgenre. Girlcore. What was that band? There was a band that was made up of all girls that did like deathcore music. I think it was called Kitty. And they were not good, but it was a cool little gimmick, and they got pretty popular. But anyway, I wanted the drums to simulate the plant growing up, and the rest being the exchanges between the plant and the environment. I gotcha, but I'll follow your advice. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can totally tell me to fuck off, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings or anything. That would be, if you take my advice, all you're doing is conforming to my particular tastes. If you like the way you're doing it right now, then just continue to do that. But I do think that having like a song like this that is like a very specific type of analogy or whatever, that's super cool. I like that. So anyway, do you have any more notes there, Strings, before we move on?
Probably not. I think I said everything I want to say about this one.
Okay. So let us generate number 11. Number 6, or what was it? Number 8? Number 8. Number 8.
Number 8. Number 8.
Wait, you get the reference?
Yeah, you sent it to me that one time.
Oh, okay, I'm done. Okay.
It's number 8. Yeah. Okay. So this is Glass Crown. They have 334,000 subscribers. I doubt very seriously that this is no copyright music. Wow, look at that. Okay. Well, let's check it out. They have 334,000 subscribers, but they have 4,000 views in however many months.
It's a promo channel, I think. I think it's a promo channel.
Space
The
Untraveled.
Shopify online.
Even then, how are you only getting... Oh, well, that's 2 hours ago. Even then, 330,000 subscribers. And if you have this small audience retention... Let's help a small artist. Yeah. Holy shit. I just can't imagine retaining that small an audience or whatever. That's crazy. Anyway, so let's check out this song. This is Glass Crown Loathe featuring Christian Roche. Who is this guy? Is that a person? Vocals. I have no fucking clue who this person is. From Diamonds to Dust? Okay. All right, let's go. Nice. Like that down tempo sound. Good shit. Deathcore and Beatdown at the same time. Is this mix common? Yeah, I would say so. Like, this is your common, like, sort of metalcore, sort of like just this is basically all the core genre tropes that you can possibly think of. So, but it's a little more fast paced. So earlier when I was discussing Knocked Loose, this is the type of stuff I was describing, where this is like, is this a J Doggone submission? Yeah. I was starting to think like, yeah, this is something that big ass it is. But this is like incredibly American. I just don't feel like I hear anything like this outside of like strictly American metalcore. That everybody else does something different. This is a genre. It's actually a style of playing guitar they call gent. But it's evolved to mean a subgenre of guitar, or a subgenre of metal is just gent, where almost all the notes are palm muted, where it's and they call it gent. So, and gent is usually pretty fucking boring. It's usually pretty fucking boring. It's like, it was kind of sort of pioneered by a guy, what is his name? Jared something. Famous YouTube guitarist. Not Jared Alonge. Jared Dines. Yeah, Jared Dines is this guy. Where he would make these ridiculous guitars, and yes, exactly. 0 all the way across, yeah. And he was, yeah, Gent 2019, Gent 2018. And that's the kind of shit that he would make. And it was kind of cool at first, but it wore out its welcome pretty fucking fast. So Gent to me was a lot like dubstep. Dubstep peaked in like 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. It was like, it was cool as fuck for about 6 months, and then it was just like, all right, I'm over it, totally and completely over it, and I want to hear none of it ever again. And the gent subgenre is kind of the same way to me, where it was like, oh, that was neat, but now I don't want to do that anymore. Where they rely on synths and shit like that to get their melody rather than from the guitars. Because if you'll notice, a lot of the guitars are just, and then all of the melodies come from like, kind of shit in the background. Just, yeah, it bores me. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh my god, it's Pronk whatever. I'm sorry.
I lost myself to pick you up when you felt dead. Now I'm broken and I feel so fucking dead. I lost myself to pick you up when you felt dead. I am broken, now I lost myself again.
It's a pretty nasty breakdown, though. I like that. That's something me and J-Doggone have in common, for sure. Where we like those super, super mega slow breakdowns that just kind of just beat you the fuck down until it just kind of ends. Super good stuff.
Hours later.
Yeah, I can imagine being pretty bored when you're not into that kind of stuff. But I do think that it's fun. I liked deathcore when it was original.
Problem is that is it's not that it's just plain boring. It's that it's just the same thing I've heard like 1,000 times before.
Yeah. It's yeah. That's good stuff. I don't know. I like it. I think it's the genting part is really boring. I really like those breakdowns though. Good stuff. Okay, so are we gonna do about one more?
One or two, I don't know.
53. Oh, look at that. Blatant Unashamed. This would be a good one to end on. This is going to be this is a Soul String submission, so we'll have a good time with this one. All right, The Liar Thyself from Blatant/Unashamed.
I don't know what to expect from this one.
Oh, okay.
Also, it's loud because Bandcamp.
Yeah. All right, we're turning it down a little bit, and we'll see. The Liar Thyself. All right, let's check her out. it kind of sort of reminds me of like the vocals remind me of like black metal or like, you know, whatever you call that, DSBM or whatever.
Yeah, they have some black metal influence, I bet.
Yeah, because it's let me see, blackened death metal. Yeah, there you go. Atmospheric blackened or deathened black metal. Deathened black metal. Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a joke, but like it works.
Yeah. So there you go. Sounds pretty fucking good. I like that blackened style there. Sounds really, really good. And then, but then it's also sort of a modern take. Like it's not. These are like really good quality guitar tones and everything else. So it's not entirely dog shit like black metal has a tendency to be. All right, let's keep going. Pretty good bass tone. Man, that was super good.
This is what I call proper compositional building. This is good.
Yeah, it builds up really nice. I mean, the mix and master is perfect. Super, super good. I really enjoy how it's got a nice tight low end, and then it goes across the whole frequency range. Everything comes out super, super clear. Even the individual tones are really, really good. There's no sacrifices being made here or there. It's just super good. And then compositionally, it's starts out really strong. It kind of like goes down. It's sort of like a post-hardcore almost, where we have like an acoustic section. I do like how they refrain from like singing. You know, they just kind of let it breathe. They didn't feel the need to be like, I'm having feelings or anything like that. And then it just kind of ended on some straight up black metal stuff. It was just really, really good. I'm very, very impressed with this. That is super good stuff.
You're saying that even the vocals aren't like too off-putting or like too quiet in the mix or like too blurry or too black metal-ish for you? Like,
no, I think it's got some black metal vibe to it, but it's not like so overly drenched in it's not so overly drenched in reverb that it's just kind of like noise in the background. You know what I mean?
it's not drenched in black metal production.
Yeah. It was a good this is a really good representation.
I feel like, jokes aside, the word death and black metal would probably be a better description rather than black and death metal, like here specifically, because it feels like it's just not modern but contemporary death metal mixing with black metal elements like implemented here and there. So like I feel it's just death and black rather than black and death. If that makes any sense. It's like half jokingly, but it kind of gives me that impression, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know, that was super good. I don't think I've ever heard anything quite like that before. That took took black metal influence and was able to incorporate it without absolutely ruining everything. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I like this. That was really good. So
it's not like those like modern, black gaze stuff that is just very like dreamy and like
Thrasher
or something. No, it's not Thrasher.
No.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. I thought it was 10 out of 10. I thought that was really, really good stuff. That's definitely something that I want to pay attention to more in the future. Probably check out the rest of this, honestly.
I think we've checked one track from them in the past, and it was slightly worse than that, if I recall correctly. Like, it was a little bit underwhelming. This one is better.
There is Light on YouTube. Okay. Oh shit. Holy crap, it's fucking cold in here. It is cold in this miach. I mean, the black metal influence without turning into garbage part. Oh, yes, I got you. Okay.
Thrasher does that differently, though.
Yeah, he executes it completely differently, but I am picking up what you're putting down, though. So, I have got to piss like a Russian racehorse. I think this is a great note to end on. This was a lot of fun, and we're doing a short stream this week. And
because of the fucking circumstances.
because of the fucking circumstances. So hopefully we'll get this figured out. And hopefully we'll be back next week. And it'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun. And you definitely have to be here because this was episode 68. And next week is episode 60 nice. 60 nice. So, yeah. All right. We appreciate you all joining us. We will see you all next week. Bye.